Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me in another Freedom Friday segment. I'm happy to have you back. It's your host and your coach, Mallory Chapman, and I am excited to talk to you today about 3 really key steps that are quite easy to implement that you can use when you feel stuck. So if you think of a personal or professional goal that you're just not taking action on, and you are frustrated and don't know why you can't seem to get any forward momentum with it, then this is going to be a great segment for you. So think about that goal that you've got in mind that you're really struggling to get anywhere with. And I want you to walk through the next 3 steps with me and see if you can actually get yourself from a place of feeling completely trapped or restricted or stuck to a place of freedom and positive action. All right, so the 3 steps are, you ready for this? Name it, claim it, and change it. So what does that all mean? Well, the first one, naming it, is really just being able to get clear on what the heck is even getting in your way. Sometimes we get caught in the emotion and the feeling and the thought and aren't really able to figure out what is really triggering us to feel like we can't take action or feel stuck. So what I want you to do as the very first step is to simply name what the trigger is. So for example, we're going to go through the trigger of having way too many items on your to-do list, which can overwhelm you and lead to a lot of self-sabotaging behavior like avoiding and procrastinating and blaming and all sorts of fun things. So you'll have to excuse the horn there, my bad. It's a little noisy downtown today in Calgary. So the trigger, having too much on your to-do list. And then the thought, that's the next thing I want you to name, is why can't I just get the tasks done that are on my list? And then the emotion that follows that thought of why you aren't getting stuff done is I feel distracted, I feel unmotivated, and I feel stuck. So just taking a second in your mind really quickly to sit there and name it. Name the trigger, name the thought, and name the emotions that go with it. So you can press pause and even work through a situation that you're going through right now and then come back. Otherwise, let's move on to claiming it. So claiming it is all about actually claiming your power back, because sometimes what can happen is we feel so disempowered when we have no idea, again, why we aren't able to move forward and take traction on something that might be simple or really complex. So this part is all about claiming your power back. So acknowledging what can I actually change, and then everything else I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to work really hard on letting it go. I was telling a client earlier this week that a really good tactic is to find some sort of a ball with a little bit of squishiness to it, so like a tennis ball that's not super inflated. And I want you to think of that thought and that emotion and that trigger and hold that tennis ball or whatever you find as tight as you can, really squeezing it as tight as you can, thinking about those emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, the triggers. And then once you acknowledge what you can change about it, you can hold that in your mind, but then release the ball at the same moment that you choose to let go of the rest. Because really all that other stuff is unnecessary worry, unnecessary concern. If you can't take positive action, then there's no point in worrying about it, really. And that's a hard skill to do, but the more you practice, the easier it will be. So I encourage you to keep going with it. Okay, so claiming it, let's go through this example. So again, the example was having way too much on my to-do list, and I feel frustrated and I feel distracted and unmotivated that I'm just not getting anything done. So when I get to the claiming phase of my 3-step process, I'm going to ask myself, what can I do right now that is going to lead me to positive action? Or what positive action can I take right now that is going to change the outcome or the situation or how I feel about it? So, for example, can I change the trigger in the situation? i.e., can I change my to-do list? Absolutely. You can always create a new to-do list with fewer things. You can either eliminate what doesn't need to be done right now and prioritize yourself, or you can also ask for help and delegate. Oof, that's a tough one for a lot of us, isn't it? Asking for help, but it will definitely help you get to a better mindset and a better place in the end if you just either choose to eliminate or delegate what you need to. So when we go through that example, yes, I can eliminate and delegate what is on my list easily, And can I change my perspective? So we've changed the trigger. Sometimes that's not always something we can change. So then I want you to go to that second part, which is the thought and the emotion. So can I adopt a new perspective? Absolutely you can. In this situation, my new perspective is going to be, I'm going to adopt this mindset, or try to adopt a mindset of progress over perfection. So instead of trying to get everything done on my to-do list, I'm going to be okay with a certain number of things that just don't get done. And I'm going to see this big list of things that I did complete as progress. And although it's not perfect because I didn't get everything done on my list, I'm still going to be really okay with that. And in fact, I'm going to be really proud of what I have accomplished on that list already. So shifting the perspective to one that is going to lean in favor of the result that you're trying to get. Okay, so claiming it. As a recap here, I want you to claim your power back by asking yourself, what can I change about this situation, and what can I choose to just leave because it's not going to serve me in the end anyways? So can I change the trigger or the situation? If the answer is no. Can I change the thought and the emotion? The answer is yes. And you just have to choose what thought and emotion is going to carry you to the results that you want. Last but not least is changing it. So making a choice to take one positive action right now. So one positive action that you can actually take right now, and acknowledge what becomes possible because of taking that action right now and what you actually free yourself from. So let's go through that situation. So by taking positive action right now, I will gain more freedom in my mindset. I will gain traction because I'm no longer feeling stuck and unmotivated. I will gain, the sense of feeling accomplished because I'm actually acknowledging that I'm getting things done on my to-do list, etc. So those are the things that I would gain. And now what would I free myself from? I would free myself from feeling stuck in a negative mindset that is not allowing me to actually progress towards my goals. So you can see how the 3-step process of naming it, claiming it, and changing it can be really simple if you just go through it in your head and take a few minutes to actually walk through the process. So go ahead and rewind this tape and write down any notes you want to, or practice a personal or professional situation right now that you feel stuck in, and see if this creates any freedom for you and helps you get from this position of spinning your wheels or spinning your tires and actually getting traction in the right direction. Thanks for joining me as always, you guys. I am really excited also before I leave that I'm still taking people on my wait list for my Rise with Resiliency coaching program. So I'm limiting very, very few spots for the next time that I launch the program, which isn't still for a couple of months, but I want to prioritize the people who are willing to commit first. So making sure that you head online to www.mallorychapman.com and check out the course itself and see what it's all about, and make sure to put your name on the wait list so I can keep you updated with the launch dates. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend, you guys. And as always, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you investing in yourself. All right, have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.